buying a brand new valve. He gets top rated valve and everything. It keeps going. But we've been okay for a while. The heat pump, he wants us to get rid of our cats. Because apparently the guy took the housing out and couldn't get the motor off the housing. And the motor by itself was only like $80, but with the housing, it was like 800. Which did not make any sense whatever, but he blamed that there was too much cat fur, he couldn't get it off, and I'm going, what? I did not know cat fur turned into super glue.
I know my daughter's hair is the reason I've had to replace the rollers and the tensioner pulley in my dryer twice. Because it gets, I don't know, I think her hair is...
I hate doing that. That is a horrible job. You have to strip that frickin' dryer all the way down.
All the way down.
And trying to get that drum reseated is such a pain in the ass.
And then get the belt back on it and wrapped around the tension pulley. Yeah, that I don't want to ever have
I made
to
the
do
mistake. I think I was 23 or 24, and I was like, I'm just going to save myself some time or some money. And yeah, I took it all apart, and I could not get that damn drum to sit while I got that thing threaded. I'm inside of it trying to get... After about an hour, I've just stood up and like ran around the house screaming obscenities. I was so upset about that. I finally got it, but yeah, that was one of the most frustrating damn things ever.
Yeah, I've never tried to do that, so I do not have that frustration.
Oh, and all the YouTube videos tell you, oh, it's easy. It's just a few steps, and then he starts to describe it. You got to take this panel off in order to get this panel off, and then that panel off, and then hold the drum and turn it while you lift it up out of there. And now you got to take this wall
Pat your
off
belly and rub your...
I'm like, your definition of easy and my definition of easy are clearly two different things.
Yeah.
I will say it did get a lot easier when I got an electric screwdriver.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then they got to use 13 different sizes of screws. What in God's green goodness is up with that?
Oh.
Well, don't jinx me, guys. I've never done that before, and I don't want to start.
Well, the good news is the kits are dirt cheap. I think I got the kit with all 4 rollers and the tensioner pulley and the belt for like $39 on Amazon. That's the good news. To hire somebody to come out and do it, I think they were quoting me like $800. So...
Yes, and that's why I do it.
Yeah.
Because $800.
Yep. Extract.
Now we got this one guy, Rob J, who's asking us all kinds of stuff about how we're doing this. And
how we're doing what?
This microphones, audio, Discord. Joe.
Right now, I'm using a shitty headset.
Well,
that one actually doesn't sound too bad.
That's okay. All my Razer Naris, the ones that I like that sound a little bit worse, but are extremely comfortable, battery's nice, and sound incredible. Yeah, all the USBs died again after I fixed them. All 3 of them.
In fact, that one sounds good enough to use on the show. And I wouldn't tell you that if it wasn't true.
I'll keep that in mind. Well, because I'm using the one you got me when I'm inside.
Yeah.
And I thought that one was sounding good. If it's not, I can make a change.
Well, the thing about those is you got to be right up on them in order to really get it to... Because that's the problem. You ever notice when Majid's talking and he backs away from it, it just suddenly, the sound quality just goes to shit, like instantly. Just because it's picking up all the...
If you look in our public chat thing, he's currently in there talking.
Okay.
Thanking us for everything.
That would be a viable show topic if we could figure out how to vocalize it and make it make sense, how we put all this stuff together. Because there's a lot of different ways, a lot of different shows handle all their media and handle the streaming and how does that even work? How do you send a stream off to YouTube?
I'm sure we couldn't pay Joe Rest to listen to our show under current recording circumstances.
I don't know if
Yeah, tell him to join us.
You got to do it. You got to do it.
He won't do it if Moss is on there.
No, this guy Rob J. Let's see, what is it? It's Rob J. I told him to go ahead and join us, but he's asking what mics we use and what sound equipment we use and how we record it. Dale and I have been giving him all the answers we think, all the answers we got, and he's being very grateful.
Hold on, let me give him another link.
The truth is, you don't have to spend a heck of a lot of money. I mean, I buy all this stuff because I'm a nerd. If you wanted to just have a mic hooked up USB, like what Joe and
Hey Bill, when are you going to drive down here and pick up that Z800 I got?
I haven't been through.
We're getting rid of stuff like crazy, and I don't want to just throw it out.
I have not been through because I haven't been able to go down the normal route I would to go to those places since 40 is shut down in North Carolina. I've had to go all the way over to 77 and drop down into the Carolinas and then go back.
Well, 81's open.
Well, but the places I go, I used to run 75 down to Knoxville and then run out 40, and then I would catch 75.
Well, you can still take US 25. It's open now.
Ooh. Yeah.
It might not be fun for a truck, but it's a beautiful drive.
And I have ran it to get around the scale.
That's the one that goes to some of the places Dale has to go. His company's headquarters is in Mountain City.
Yeah.
There's more switchbacks getting there no matter which way you go.
Are you saying that you've been overloaded a couple of times and you illegally drove anyway?
Oh, you build me a perfectly good road going around a scale, and that's the one I'm going to take every single time. Yeah. Because a lot of times I'm legal. I've got nothing to hide. I just don't want to deal with the pain in the ass. If it's a scale house that's notorious for dragging people in arbitrarily, I'll go right around it. And I'll tell them too.
This thing is really too beautiful to throw out, but I have no use for it. I paid over $300 for the parts. And it's a shame to eat that, but if we got to get it out of here. We're throwing stuff out right and left, taking it to the thrift shop, whatever. And
do you have a plan?
I know who could actually use it.
I probably would too. Do you have a plan as far as, or possibilities as far as where you might go, or do you think
nothing? We're zero. Landlord wants us out, and we got nowhere to go. He hasn't evicted us yet, but
it's peculiar thinking too, because you want to get rid of somebody that's actually paying the rent just to be a pain in the ass.
You never know. Maybe he's got family that wants to move in there. Maybe he wants to charge a shit ton more rent.
Well, he'd like to get more rent. Yeah, he would like to, but
maybe he hates cats.
Well, there are a lot of cats outside here, and they have caused all kinds of problems. And he's put out traps for them and can't get them all. And it's like there's a state highway runs behind us, and people are dumping cats there all the time, he says.
Dale said he's currently using a Rode SM7B. Huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Rode makes the SM7B?
Do they?
No, that's a...
I don't know.
That's a Sure, SM7B.
Thank you, Moss.
Ah,
at
you're
that.
welcome. It will boot.
Awesome.
It runs okay and all. Don't remember if I left a drive in there, but I think it was wiped.
That's fine.
It wasn't one of my high class drives like the Silicon Powers.
Did you mean to send this to me?
Isn't that the thing for it?
This is a USB. It's a nice USB, but it's a 5-volt, 2.5 amp with a switch in the middle.
No, I guess not. I thought I just sent you the cord for.
Well, here's the cord for it.
Oh, okay.
You did send it, but you sent this too.
Oop,
Oh.
there's
I
a
didn't know if you
Raspberry
meant to
Pi
send
without
this
a.
to
I
me.
don't even know what that is.
It's a Raspberry Pi freaking charger with a power switch in
I
line.
probably need it back then because I do still have the Pi. It was sitting around where it was. I don't know.
It's actually got the switch built in. I had to buy those separately.
Oh no, it's a separate cable.
Well, I mean, I had
Somebody bought this cable separately with the switch in the middle.
Right.
Yeah, the cable I thought was the Pi is not the Pi. It's got a barrel connector on it.
Yeah, that's a whoopsie daisy.
Oh, doggone it.
All right, please send it back.
Yeah, when I can.
No rush. I'm not using the Pi for anything. I remember that Ronnie, I think, sent me a book on the Raspberry Pi that I was supposed to review, and it was on the Raspberry Pi 3. And I'm going, this book is over 7 years old. Why would I be reviewing it now?
Go away.
And I had the stuff set out just in case I did get it set up, but apparently I need that back, Joe.
Okay.
But I'm not planning on reviewing the book. I don't know. But you know, when they asked me to do book reviews, I volunteered for one. He says, well, why don't you do this one instead? I said, okay. And then he sends me the book, and it's an old book. Brand new, but
Well, are these stats on the side right? Intel Core i5 6500T, 16 gig of RAM, 256 gig SSD.
maybe and maybe not. It is an i5.
Okay.
I know it's got 16 gigs of RAM.
Well,
What SSD is in it is probably not the original equipment.
sounds good.
Things, for some reason, you can take them apart easily, but getting them to fit back together is not always easy.
Bit of a pain in the butt. Yeah, you got to line everything just right before you slam it together.
And you can't even see what's in the way. I think it's maybe that pad on the Wi-Fi antenna. But you slide it in and you get it almost closed and it won't move anything, and you look around and there's nothing blocking anything, and but still, cool little machines.
I has plans.
You has.
So what are we doing next week then? The mobile network thing, or
It depends on the availability.
Of
hosts?
Dale?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Dale. Have we reached out to him?
I doubt it. He knew we wanted to talk about it, but he didn't know when he'd be available. I could have sworn he said sometime in March.
Okay.
Leo just posted, review this book, Moss, and what is ChatGPT doing and why does it work? I would rather die.
Next, you can have him read one on snaps.
Hey, if you give me something I want to read, that's great. I don't have a problem with the Raspberry Pi. It's just I had a 4. I do not know where my 4 is. Now we're looking at this book here. I don't know. I lost my camera here. Now we're looking at this book here. I'm supposed to review for Full Circle magazine, and Raspberry Pi 3 in easy steps. When I said I'd do a Raspberry Pi, I did not know it would be for the 3.
I think the Pi 3 was probably
Copyright 2017.
the Pi 3 was probably the most useful Pi, in my opinion.
Really? I thought the 4 was
Price to
better.
performance.
Yeah, because you can there's nothing that I'm gonna do on the 4 that I can't do with the 5,
But
and
it goes faster.
I mean,
The 4 all around was better hardware, but people were more interested in the 3 simply because the price was still in the
Yeah.
range that Raspberry said that it was going to be. And then the 4 started upping the price. Yes, it started upping the hardware as well. And then the 5 came out, and you might as well, buy an actual freaking single board computer.
Well, I haven't had a 5 and I haven't had a 400, but every other device I've had someone gave to me, so I can't complain about the price.
I sold my 400 because I just wasn't. It was just sitting here, and somebody wanted to use it for. They had one of those magnifying glasses that is just a USB
If
webcam
I had a
type thing.
400, I would put Amiga DOS on it
Oh, cool.
because it just looks like an Amiga 500, you know?
I think there's a like a Commodore thing out there too that you can get. That would be if you could.
Yeah, you can get the software that'll run on a Pi for Amiga OS, yes. So anyhow, yeah, my Pi 4 was given to me by Firecat as a birthday present. I think my Pi 2 was given by Tony to George, who then mailed it to me from Florida. Pi 1, I don't remember who gave it to me, but somebody did. I gave it to a kid in high school around here. And then my 3, where did I get the 3 from? Was that from you, Bill?
No, I've only had 1.3. That's what I use for my Pi hole.
Mm.
I have not given. I've not given any pies away that I can recall, because I've still got the 0W and the 02W, and they're doing nothing.
I've never had a 0. I've never had the 400 or 5.
I like my
Zero.
zeros.
Yeah, the 0 is interesting because it's
Still that price to performance thing. I mean,
Big
you're
time.
paying like $15 for it, and it will make an emulation station, or you can freaking run Pi-hole on it. It's still a really nice, but it's just a one tool device, or one tool at a time type of device.
it's interesting too because it's the size of, if you took a credit card and cut it into 3 pieces, it's the size of one of those pieces, and it outpowers my first PC that I bought when I was in school in 2002, which is similar spec.
I tried using my Pi 4 as a desktop, and it just wasn't really up to it.
Yeah, that was another thing about it. It was closer and closer. It was closer than the 3s, but the 4 just was not a desktop.
Yeah.
I think with Raspberry Pi OS, if all you needed to do was some light browsing and checking emails and shopping online, even, you could probably get by if you had to. But you're not gonna.
I taught school yesterday, first time since the new year, and I had 4 periods, and periods 2 and 4 were supposedly computer operating. There wasn't a computer in the building other than the kids' Chromebooks. And I even asked the question, what operating system does this run? And they couldn't answer that. So
Yeah.
here I showed up. I had my Pine Tab 2 with me, and nobody cared. I didn't even get to show it off. I had my Pine Tab 2, I had my Oasis, my Kindle Oasis, and I had my
Hey, Moss,
E580. Yes.
was there an issue with the CPU fan?
I don't know.
Oh,
It
okay.
ran.
If there wasn't when you had it, then it's something new, and that's. I'm just wondering. I mean,
It's
either
a
way,
running
I'm
bot.
fine with it.
I never had a problem with it. The problem I had with it, as I said, was I'd start it up and it wouldn't fully start up, and I'd have to I'd push the button and it'd shut off, push it again, and it'd start up right. And you
Well,
suggested the capacitors.
I started it right now, and it popped up as a CPU fan error
Huh.
and would not get past that. So,
No, I did not have that problem. I was using it as my desktop until you sent me back the i7.
oh, that's a terrible place to. Oh, there's the connector. There's the connector. Is that that's not the fan connector. Wow, that is a terrible spot.
Well, they had to sandwich it in somewhere.
Well, they got it under the VGA connector,
Hmm.
and so the VGA connector is bolted in.
Well, you can download complete technical guides for those. There are some machines you can't do that. Heck, that's the worst thing about that System 76 Kudo 2 3 that I had. I still have, that you couldn't get any technical manuals on it at all. They couldn't even find anything at System 76 on it. It's like they only sold it for 2 or 3 months before they changed to a different model. You can even go back on the Internet Archive and you can find the Kudu 2, but nothing on the 3. It's like they went 1, 2, 3. Oops, we're not selling that anymore.
Oh man.
I don't believe that Kudu is still being used. I think Suzanne hangs on to it because it's in my. But she's got the T590 she uses all the time.
Yeah, connector's in. You know what I have?
Do you have?
That i3
Yes.
that I bought for the board.
And you can swap the fan.
I just have to find, because here's the i3. Where did I put the fan?
Leo says the Raspberry Pi can run ChatGPT slimmed down models, so I should look into that.
Yeah, I saw that, and I keep asking people about it because they're saying that their main computer didn't have enough RAM or something like that. But I understand there's a slimmed down version, but if you can slim it down that far, then why can't you slim down a desktop version that far?
Yeah, well,
Or far enough?
maybe I'll just put DeepSeek on it.
Do it.
There's a desktop app called Llama. That's
Llama.
okay. That's on FlatHub, and it can run models locally just in RAM, but they have to be small, like 7B, like small models. So, but it can do it. It's slow because the acceleration isn't there. So like the answers spit out pretty slowly, but it's serviceable.
Yes, Ogden Nash wrote, a 1L llama, he's a priest. A 2L llama, he's a beast. And I would bet a silk pajama there isn't any 3L llama.
Well done, Mus.
Anyhow, yeah,
I don't understand a word you just said.
I just did a report on Yama in the most current version of Full Circle Weekly News, which I don't think is out yet, but it should be out tomorrow.
Gotcha.
I'm sure a lot of people are going, what the hell are you talking about, Yama? Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to run the DeepSeek stuff locally because it had just come out.
Mm-hmm.
I got the app on my phone and played around with it, but it seemed fine. I don't know.
The logo on that looks like AI designed a dolphin. There's a tail coming out of its head. Yeah.
It reminds me of the Docker logo, actually.
Leo says the answer is to get a Mac or one of those Copilot laptops. And that was
Blasphemy.
to Eric.
No, he said it to
What did he
annoy
say?
me.
Well, he says Eric. The answer is to get a Mac. So
Where
No,
is
he said that to
where is he
annoy me.
chatting?
this is an off-topic Discord.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why he's posting an off-topic. He says I say everything to annoy you, Joe.
I'm aware.
Oh, I'm not getting notifications for that. Interesting. Get LM Studio. Yeah, I've tried LM Studio. GPT for All is another one. There's a bunch of different ones at this point. You can run Olama if you want from the command line.
And
Why doesn't Leo
just
join us
posted
for a
in-
few minutes?
Leo just posted in public. Yeah, I don't know why I'm posting an off-topic. And a laughing face. Yeah.
He should join us for a few minutes. I mean,
Yeah. You can hear us. Why don't you come on in?
He's a busy guy, that Leo.
Now recording.
You're recording in public?
Well, I'm playing with this web app thing that,
Oh, did you turn it on?
yeah, I'm
You
looking.
have to enable it in the channel.
It says it's enabled, and
I did it. Well, it's enabled, but you have to do so. Here, let me do it from here.
all
Jump to
right.
Recording panel.
Test number 2, Moss.
Oh, okay. You have it because it's on in. Did you?
oh, I did it in the chat for the general room, I think, or something.
Yeah, which is weird that it would even do it there. Although no, it's just the four of us.
Hey, and there's Leo.
Yeah, I figured I would join, but I wasn't in the. I'm not in my normal spot.
You have a normal spot? I thought they were all abnormal.
Ah, well, that's probably true.
The studio at home.
So yeah, get LM Studio, man. You can run it on regular machines. It's actually quite fast.
Yeah, have you tried? There's GPT for All is one I've tried. There's Llama. There's a bunch of different ones.
Yeah, and this is a front end that will allow you to download all those different models, right? Like I've got the I've got the DeepSeek R1 distilled version, the 7B, and it's okay. But as far as I understand, it's like some weird like twist of the Llama models 2 or something. But yeah,
Leo, it's not Yama.
Oh, Moss,
so.
you didn't wipe this.
I didn't wipe that. What's in it?
Naked Moss pictures.
No.
Linux Mint, Suzanne Bliss. It's password protected. I'm
Leo,
gonna wipe it, but I'm just letting you know.
Moss
I
is
can
never
tell you
naked.
what the
He's got a full
password
body
is.
sweater.
I'm good. I'm good.
So I will share something that that I did the other day. I wanted the DeepSeek model to determine what day it is 180 days after July 5th, 2024, right? And started out step 1, July has 31 days. Step 2, subtract these days from July 180 and all this stuff, right? And eventually it gets to step 3 and says, therefore, the date will be in September. You do quick math in your head. That's not right. 123 minus 31 equals 92 days into September. And you're like, oh, okay, I'm kind of following this. And then it says, 5 plus 123 equals the 128th day of
Now
September.
recording.
Sorry.
And then 128 minus 30 is the 98th day of October, which means that 180 days after July 5th is August 28th, 2024. Did y'all follow that?
No.
There are 128 days in September, Moss. I don't know if you know this, but this is true.
Well, I did hear a number of people are swearing off coffee for the 29th, 30th, and 31st of February.
Why?
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I'm stupid.
Caffeine. I'm swearing off caffeine for those 3 days. You can
That's just-
see you can see that happening, right?
No. See, that's just March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
No, it's not.
No,
gonna
it's
be-
not.
That's going to be a rough few days, guys.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Good luck. I commend you on your
It ain't
magical
happening.
efforts.
Well, I do know a
Bill-
number of people that miss April Fool's Day by calling it March 32nd.
Oh,
See, there's precedent now.
Bill, did
Nobody
you get a
elected it.
link?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking too. I don't. It said it was on.
Leo, nobody elected that precedent.
Yeah, you don't elect precedent; it is bestowed upon you.
sadly, 37% of the country really is that stupid, or was
No.
that stupid. Hopefully,
No.
they're giving some buyer's remorse at this time.
Precedent, not president.
Oh, did you get a DM, Bill?
Yeah, but there's no
There's no
link.
link?
Musk.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Oh, come on now, Bill.
It's in the DM.
Okay, I didn't get the
Come on.
DM, so
Y'all
I
know
just did
Bill. Bill's not good with computer.
He's really not, is he?
Harsh.
So
Yeah,
it looked like it
it's-
would. You could see the different people speaking, and I don't know. It just looked like it was something
You get
worthwhile.
you
Maybe
get
not.
controls over whether or not to do FLAC and all that stuff. It's
Noise suppression. Yeah.
Joe, I sent you the password. I know you said you didn't want it.
I'm wiping it out right now, Moss.
Okay.
Like seriously, I just put
patrons.
a USB stick into it. I just hooked a keyboard and mouse up to it.
Okie dokie. Love them M700 Tinies.
Do you get?
Really gets me. They got 3 different models of M700s.
I'll show you here what it
They have a not
Looks
tiny
like.
that's a little bit bigger because I think it has a disk drive on it, a DVD drive on it.
My
there's what
USB ports are acting dumb again.
if you look under a delete key on that picture, that's where the link shows up.
Mm-hmm. I see it. Yeah.
I'm not
Cool.
sure, Joe, but there might be a bad USB port on that. I think it's one of the front ones.
All right, I'm hooked up to the back right now.
Smash it with a hammer; it'll work.
I'm going to do that with the broken
Let me
fan.
see. Leo's a chaos monkey.
True.
He's just here to.
Stir the
Right.
pot.
Which is better than a
That's
trunk
right.
monkey.
That's right. Oh, and that's funny because I installed LM Studio, and the first thing it wants you to download is that distilled DeepSeek R1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like because when I'm starting from scratch, that's the first one it offers,
Yep.
and it's 4.68 gigabytes, so that'll fit in RAM. That's cool.
Everybody should be made, especially people that hate AI. Everybody should be made to have a chat with it.
Yeah.
Just to
No, I-
confirm or disconfirm their biases.
No,
Well,
I love it.
I actually used it to write a song, and I did not like the results. So
Well, right. but
I did 4 or 5 iterations of the same song, and thought I could maybe get enough to cobble together something that worked, and it really didn't work that well.
creating things that are new, it's really bad at. You might
And
end
the
up
worst
with
thing
like
is, the
a
song was based on quotations of a famous person, and I had no way of checking whether those were actual quotations that it brought in.
oh right, yeah, exactly.
Mm.
And that means you too, Joe.
What?
Go download something. Talk to it.
What?
Talk to her.
No, I'm good.
No.
Eric,
Yeah.
you're not on social media yet. You know that?
No, I know that one.
Mm-hmm.
That YouTube gave me. I couldn't get away from it just because of YouTube. You know, actually, do you know how I got that? Was There I Ruined It is a channel that
Oh.
makes these like weird mashups of songs, and he did one on Hawk to a Girl.
Yeah. She was part of the
And,
zeitgeist for a little while.
Well, and then if you follow Voidzilla, she did a rug pull cryptocurrency
Oh, right.
within like 2 months of having the podcast, and then it all fell apart, and like it was like a cautionary tale of internet fame, like compressed down into a 3-month span
Yep.
instead of the usual 5 years or whatever. Oh,
Does she
God.
still have her podcast?
I think so, yeah.
Well, she got a little upset
Yeah.
when people called her out on her crypto. When the simple thing is she could have said, I was trying and I didn't realize that this would be such an issue. But she didn't.
She didn't
She was like,
understand.
screw you.
Right. Eric's right.
Right.
There were people that approached her and were like, "Hey, we can make you some money
Yep.
with this crypto or whatever." And she was like, "Oh yeah, cool, great." And then that was the end of the conversation. They did their weird shenanigans, did the rug pull. She made a lot of money, and people were mad.
Yep.
You know, rightfully. But she had nothing to do with that. So of course she's
Yeah.
gonna be so flippant about it.
Maybe I
Yeah,
should
she
start
she
a
really just doesn't
cryptocurrency. I
understand
need
how
the
any of
money.
it works.
Right. And nobody does. Nobody that is making these coins that is trying to make money off of them. No, because it's not them that are doing any of the work.
Yeah. Yep. That is true.
It doesn't make them any less culpable, but I mean, you can understand why they come back with the responses they do when you look at it through that lens.
Yes. Yeah, it is a shame. Because she seems like a reasonably decent person, but it just
Seems
is
like a nice girl.
Well, I mean,
I like
she's-
her
No,
she
ideas.
was-
mostly it's just so I can look at
you
the
know,
waveforms.
the whole
Once
this all
they're all put
starts
together
because
and I
she's
can see
out,
a
you
space.
know,
Boom. That's where we
just
started.
having
You
fun
just
as a
said
young
3, 2, 1.
person,
So you said, and
drinking and whatever, and like gets caught in one of those stupid interview things. You know, those things drive me crazy. It's like, let's just go out and get people to say stupid things, and anyway. So yeah,
Well,
and then
everybody
turns
thought what
into
she
a
said was
meme.
friggin' brilliant. So
Well, it was a
It's a
yeah, she was out having fun and just thought of the funniest, dumbest thing to say at the moment.
Yep.
And she did, and it was funny, and then it turns into this whole thing because it's a
Yep.
meme, and then
Dude, kids in second grade are still saying it.
yep.
Like, it is a meme. She was the master of memes for a good 28 seconds. I don't know that she has said anything interesting or worth listening to.
since then,
After that. Yeah, right. So, maybe she has, maybe she hasn't. I don't know. But she's no longer really in the zeitgeist anymore. But that meme lives on.
Yeah. And who knows, maybe people will recognize that she really wasn't trying to do a rug pull. Like, she didn't do the rug pull like some other jerk off did it, so I don't know.
They won't, because they know as much about crypto as she does.
That's true. That's true.
But so it's her fault. And I mean, truly though, it's hers. They called it the whatever coin, Hawk coin or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's hers, man. It's her responsibility.
Yeah.
she
it
put her
is.
name to it.
Exactly.
you're
I mean,
right.
why do you think Sony will drop an advertiser the moment they get a whiff that they're a Nazi or something like that? Because it damages your brand.
Yeah.
And she should have done the same thing. Well, she should have done her homework, but
Well,
So
you
you're
brought
saying
it
I
up
should
on the
invest in Trump coins? Is that it?
it's the same thing. They rug pulled that one. They rug pulled the
Oh, yeah.
Melania coin.
Yep.
There was an Obama coin made by Obama's brother. He tried to do a rug pull. Yeah, it's just the current thing to do right now to make a lot of money, and it works.
Yep. because people, that FOMO thing, man, they cash in on it. People think they're going to make money, and
Well,
the
as
only
I
people
said,
who make money
as
are,
I said
yeah,
before, the only
exactly.
crypto that I have doesn't have any value at this time, hasn't even gone totally public, and that's the Pi coin.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. I think I have that app
I've got
somewhere.
almost 4,000 Pi coin in theory.
In theory.
Well,
Well,
see, they do it so that everyone in your network has to confirm their mainnet status before you actually get their coin, but they tell you how much coin you have earned if they do.
Yeah.
I have slightly less than 1,000 in actual, and another 250 or something that are confirmed but not moved to mainnet yet. So I've got over 1,000 Picoin in actuality, but since it's worth nothing, and I also put a 5-year lock on it so to get more interest, so I'm not going to get anything out of it.
Gotcha.
But I still have it. I'm still keeping up on it, mining it daily. It's cool.
You're mining it?
All
Not-
the mining is done on your cell phone.
right, and it's not. It doesn't
Oh.
use CPU cycles. It's not like that.
Yeah.
It's not one of those kind of.
Oh, okay.
It is
what
literally
is it
like a
doing?
proof of presence kind of thing. Like you're
Yeah.
part of the
Just
network.
by you being okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really kind of cashing in on that FOMO on the other side.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be nice if there'd be a way to cash in someday in the future, but
In 5 years, Moss, once that
Well.
once your little CD thing expires, you'll be good to go. I mean, the coin may not be worth anything at the end of it, but you'll be able to cash in.
Well, they kept someone actually forecasted that by the end of 2024 it would be worth about $80 a coin.
Never, ever trust those forecasts. They are bullshit.
Well, if it was worth $80 a coin, I'd have some money right now. Yeah.
So everybody's stashing away Bitcoin right now for the great impending dollar doom.
Nope.
Oh, well, we're all gonna be eating.
I have no
spam.
coin other than Pi. I actually got into coin some, and it turned out that the bookkeeping on it was took more time than the actual mining. I had a little bit of Bitcoin. I had a little bit of Ethereum.
What was the story lately, or it was recent, where the guy was trying to get the rights to mine the landfill where that disk with like $50 million in Bitcoin. There's a hard drive in the landfill.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he couldn't even prove that it was in that landfill was the problem.
Okay.
Yeah, but on top of that, I think recently he came out and said he gave up, right?
Well, the courts wouldn't let him mine the landfill, so he had to give up.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So it's gone. It's gone now. Well, it was always gone. He was never gonna find it, but
Gotcha.
there's now a nail in the coffin. So
Oh goodness.
that's quite an interesting thing about Bitcoin. There's just no way to get it back. When you lose it,
Yeah.
so what are you gonna do about it? What if everybody loses all their money?
Well, who is it? Leo Laporte famously says that he did the same thing.
Uh-huh.
Like he had like a
Yeah.
200,000.
So did Steve, the Security Now guy. Steve also had Bitcoin that he like formatted over or something. And they would have been multimillionaires today had they had that coin.
Well, I know Firecat bought Bitcoin back when it was $0.25 a piece, and he's got quite a few Bitcoins that way. And
That
I'm
man
sure
needs to sell and just buy an island. I think Steve had he said that he was just randomly mining it and mined a block, so he got 50 coins. So those 50 coins are gone now. What is 50 coins now? $500,000 or something? Or no, it'd be 5 million or 50 million. So it's a good chunk of change. Let's see, what is the almighty?
Maybe I could get Firecat to give me 5 or 6 Bitcoins for my birthday.
$5 million.
5 or 6. $500,000.
Sure, that'd be a good birthday present, don't you think?
I'll take it. I'll split it with you, Moss.
No. If I get it, it's mine. My wife needs to survive. We have
Okay, all right. 70-30. You got it.
uh well, we still are getting money from my mother's estate, but that ends. I lost track of how many months we got left. We got about a year and a half left on that, and then we will have nothing. We have been unsuccessful at saving. Every time we save some money, something happens.
Something horrible
a car
happens.
blows up. The state forced me to repay all my unemployment from 2020, which was over $12,000,
Ow.
and I do not understand why, and nobody does. And we tried to get an attorney to help us with it, and apparently they'd done this to so many people just in this state that there weren't any available lawyers.
Woof.
$12,343. I only have $343 to go on repaying them, and that's going to happen. We get my next estate payment on the 10th or 11th, and I'll go to the credit union and get a cashier's check for that, and we'll be all done with that finally.
At least you'll be out from under it, man. That sucks.
And I think we only owe like $1,500 on one of our cars. But we've got a car for sale, and nobody wants to even look at it. We put it up. It's 2011 Chevy Cruze in really nice shape, and we've kept it in really nice shape. And it doesn't have too high of mileage on it for a 2011. And so, like, we're asking. She started out asking $5,500. We got it down to $4,500. Nobody wants to offer us more than $3,000, and nobody who has offered us $3,000 has even come and looked at it. It's like, I got $3,000. I need to get a car right now. Well, go buy a car that's $3,000. This is not our car.
I'm surprised at that price point you haven't had more interest.
No, Moss, I found out what was wrong with your fan.
What?
The casing is bent.
Oh, I thought you were going to say cat hair.
Nope, the casing is just destroyed.
Wow.
On the underside, I don't know how the hell that would have happened.
I know
but
I
it would not spin.
I have never taken that fan off or done anything around the fan. The only thing I've changed on that was the SSD.
It might work now.
It does you well. It's a good little machine. I don't. The i5 I paid, I think, $150 for.
It's cool.
Some of them I paid under $100 for. I think that.
Well, I paid 60 or 65 for this HP ProDesk, which has very similar stats. ProDesk Mini, what is it, 600 G3, i5 6500T with, well, it had 8 gigs of RAM, but now it has 12.
Yeah.
And soon it will have 32.
Well, I paid $150 for my T580, which was an i5 16 gigs. And the guy didn't even know it, but it had a touchscreen on it, and it works just fine. Thank you. And I paid $305 for my wife's T590, which the only difference was an i7 instead of an i5, and it did not have the touchscreen. And I do not know why I had to pay almost over twice as much for that than T580, but hey.
Well, I got to get out of here, guys.
You got to get. What are we doing on the show?
Did we pick a topic?
Leave it to Dale, and then he won't show up.
Leave it to Beaver.
If Dale can.
If Dale can join, then we'll do the topic that we were talking about.
Mobile networking.
Yeah.
Internet.
Cellular.
Yep.
And then if not.
Okay, guys, I've got a couple tidbits for the Bodie Corner if we are going to allow me to do that, as we've discussed in the past.
I'm
fine with that.
Put it?
Put it with your wanderings.
No, don't put it with the wanderings.
Could be in the innards, I think.
No, what about
check this out right before check this
No.
out.
Yeah, check this out. Why don't we do
It's
check
too
this
much
out?
for check this out.
The second half of the
Okay.
show is always the more difficult to. Well, like this last week, for example.
Oh, after
Can we just make it as
after
news story?
Wanderings.
Yeah, we
Can we
could
just-
just put a Bodie corner in after Wanderings.
After Wanderings,
Okay.
but before the main show.
No, because then the second half will start with Bodie Corner then, and I don't think that fits real well.
Or you could have the first half end with Bodie Corner.
Well, then you'll have a way lopsided because like this last
Yeah.
episode.
Mm,
Well, I
okay.
think it'd go
Okay, but
better
check
than the
this
second
out
half
then,
of the
that's
show
fine.
anyhow. Because I'd have to show you what I got, but it looks pretty good so far.
Good deal.
Yeah. So put it next to check this out.
Works.
Put it after inners and before. Check this out.
Yeah.
That works.
Okay. I think it's a good spot.
All right.
I'm been getting some good feedback from the team on this. They just added a module back in that was in E17 and has been left out of E since then, which actually will put the moon phase on your desktop in high res. The original one was really low res and bad, and they updated it with high res.
Might bring some interest back into some more eyes on the distro anyway.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, I gotta get
Well,
out of
we're
here.
currently number 50
Yeah,
on
we
Distro
do-
Watch, so
See you guys.
see ya.
All right.